And that's another thing. Um, Another thing is, why don't you get both sides of the story first before you decide who's right? Because people will say the same things over and 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 over. And I'm just like, at the same time, when you literally say the same stuff and then you try to shut it down and try to be like, oh, well, you didn't want to do this and try to blame it on them when you don't know the full fucking story about it, but you want to sit there and judge and make somebody feel bad and then no, force them to apologize to you and basically say that you're the liar? Yes. This is basically how I felt, and I still feel this way, and this is why I cut people off. Because at the end of the day, um, I know, I know my truth. And I will always tell you the truth. Like I said in my last video, I will always tell the truth. Regardless of what the situation is, and if you know you said something to me that you know would hurt me, and I go back and tell someone and I got the evidence to prove it, and I do, and I'll send the screenshots to tell you what I'm doing, but you think I'm supposed to just get up and please you. I'm supposed to just get up and tolerate your disrespect. No. Give respect to earn respect, because a lot of people always just think that just because they're older than you, or just because they're your siblings, or just because they're your parents, they have the right to disrespect you, or they have the right to talk to you any kind of way. No. Nobody has the right to disrespect anybody under any circumstances. It's one thing to say how you feel, but if you're just fully out being rude and disrespectful and taking it out on everybody else, which that does happen sometimes, but then again, you apologize to them and say like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take this out on you. I'm just going through X, Y, and Z." That's normal, and I feel like that's a way. But for people to be like, "Oh, well, I didn't do this to you, so why are you taking it on me?" Sometimes that happens. And that's what a lot of people don't think about. Sometimes it happens like that. Especially when you keep asking the same question over and over when they don't want to tell you. And that's another thing. Sometimes it's hard to make conversation, especially when it's always one-sided. Because, let me tell you, one-sided conversations, it just feels awkward. And then it's like you got like someone like asking you the same exact questions, and stuff like that. And then and they try to tell you in a nice way, but it's like, why would you ask me that when you're not trying to be mean or rude? But then again, you want to ask me that, but you're not putting any effort to talk to me. Everything is one-sided. And then people be like, "Oh my gosh, she asks the same exact questions." No, make conversation with me. If you made conversation with me, we wouldn't have this one-sided conversation. And that's the thing about it, is that, and then people want to be like, "Oh my gosh, she's so annoying. She asks like a lot of questions. She does this, she does that." So what? I like to talk, and I understand if you're not sociable. I understand that, but it's not like I'm gonna sit there and not talk to you. And people be always wondering like, why is she always on her phone so much? Why she don't want to talk to people? It's like, what's the point? It's pointless. It's pointless to talk to you if all you're gonna do is just sit there and bully the fuck out of me. and then talk bad about me to my face and then make me feel bad and then try to make me feel like I'm the problem, like I caused everybody's problem, and I didn't. You caused that problem yourself. But when I snap back at you, you want to sit there and you want to yell at me. You want to call me stupid. You don't want to hear my side of the story. And every time I try to tell you my side of the story, you shut me down. So it's like, what's the point of talking to you at this point? What's the point? What's the point of talking to you? What's the point of talking to you? What's the point of talking to you? Because if you're going to sit there and ask me the same questions every single fucking time, nothing's going to change. I don't have to keep explaining myself to you just so you can get a satisfaction. Because nothing should satisfy anybody. You do what you do with your life. Nobody's life matters. If it's not how you want it or anything like that, and you try to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and you keep wondering why you're cut off, because that's all you do. And then on top of that, you don't want to listen to what I have to say, but you want me to listen to what you have to say. That's not fair to me. And then you wonder why, she don't talk to me, she don't do this, she don't do that. There's a reason why. People have a right to distance themselves. People have the right to love from a distance. People have the right to, you know, people have the right to distance themselves. And like I said, there's only a few people in my circle that I actually will pick up the phone and talk to 4 fucking hours on the phone. Because that's just me. If we're like this, we cool. If we're not, if we're broken, I don't care. I don't care. And that goes for my family, anybody. Anybody. Because at the end of the day, what's the point? If all you're going to do is just sit there and bully me and then try to be like, oh, well, I was just playing, blah, blah, blah. Like, why do you think that's funny? Why do you think that's funny? You think it's funny to just bully somebody, and you think it's funny to just, make somebody feel bad and then try to be like, oh, we're just joking. But when I come back and joke, you want to take it personally with me? Do the math. Or try to be like, oh, well, you could have used a different word. So what? So what? If you start something with me and I come back and you don't expect me to come back, leave me alone. That's what people don't understand. But, it is what it is. And this is why I stay to myself and everything. And people always wonder, well, why does she want to be with me? So you can embarrass me? So you can put me on the spot? So you can make me look bad? Really? So that's basically the reason why, and that's basically why people should distance themselves, because I know a lot of people are basically going through the same thing that I went through. So, yeah, I know it's human nature and blah, 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 but things need to stop.